Brakes.
Last month, I had the opportunity to experience something that you quite literally cannot pay for. This was an experience that in the automotive world, only a select few can do. And unless you're in like the top 0.01 percentile of the world who's bidding on the rarest, most expensive cars in the world, then you possibly will never have the chance to experience what I've experienced. This year, I am fortunate enough to be partnering with Shell, who you may or may not know is one of the largest sponsors and partners with the Formula One Scuderia Ferrari team. It's a partnership that started way back in the early 1900s. Now, Ferrari develops high-performance race cars, and Shell develops high-performance fuels that push those cars to their absolute limits. Now, Shell handpicked me and 25 other creators to be the lucky few to get to experience their new Shell V-Power Premium Fuel firsthand in Maranello, Italy. So there's 25 content creators, influencers, and even writers from Canada and the US that they flew to go and experience the full Ferrari partnership experience. And let me tell you, it was special. So let me take you guys along for this experience and share with you guys why you should never stop dreaming, never give up on what you are passionate about, because guys, we made it. We've made it. This is the dream come true. Upon arrival in Maranello, Italy, the magic of Italy became quite apparent very quickly. I mean, the streets are beautiful, the buildings and the history are absolutely gorgeous. So I got to explore the streets with my buddy Eric McRitchie, who's another incredibly talented photographer and content creator from Calgary. And we got to experience Maranello firsthand, the wine, the food, the culture. It was so cool. And I actually loved how few people spoke English. The language barrier was difficult, but so cool. Like, I love when they're like, we don't speak English, sorry man. It was just so cool. On the first day of the experience with Shell, we actually went to the Ferrari Museum, which is open to the public, but we got a private tour of the Ferrari Museum where we got to experience the history of the partnership between Ferrari and Shell. And as a automotive enthusiast, getting to see the history of these beautiful vehicles and how they were developed and see some of the most absolutely beautiful and rare Ferraris was very, very special. After the tour, they ushered us into the Hall of Victory. And this is where they keep all the Scuderia Ferrari F1 cars that have won their championships, as well as all the trophies that they'd won throughout the years, and helmets from winning drivers, and all these beautiful memorabilia. It was so cool to see all these historic vehicles and trophies, and literally be sitting in the presence of victory. And while we were there, we were learning about the Shell Performance Fuel, and I learned so much about actually fuel and how it works. And I was genuinely shocked to learn that 99% of the same compounds of the fuel used in the Ferrari Formula One vehicles is the same put into the fuels that we put in our road cars at the pump at Shell. So that kind of blew my mind a little bit, knowing how much of the work goes into the engineering and then how much of that actually translates down to the end user, like people like me and you. Now hear me out. Hearing about a performance fuel is one thing. From a panel of Shell engineers and the people that actually developed it is really cool. But what's better is actually getting to experience that firsthand. The next day, we got to experience that fuel firsthand for a full track day on the Fiorano circuit. And when I mean drive all day, I mean like they literally put us in the seat, put a professional driver beside us, and we went flat out all day experiencing what the new Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline can do.
Let's go. Gas off, brake up. Decrease the pressure, keep on braking. One down, off the brakes, rotate. Trust the front tires. Wait, rotate without the gas, otherwise we go slower.
We sat in a Ferrari 296 GTB, which has 830 horsepower and they unleashed us on this track. It was so freaking cool. And when I say this is so rare, like Shell gets this opportunity only a few times a year. So to be handpicked to be one of the very few people that gets to drive around this circuit all day was mind-blowing. What's so cool is we actually also got an SD card, so we could take our telemetry from that car and they compared it against one of their hot laps, so you could see how well you were performing against one of these professional drivers. Being able to drive these cars flat out, and when I mean flat out, they're saying go faster, brake harder, turn in sharper.
Brakes 10 meters later easy, really is. Smooth on the steering wheel, smooth on the gas. Good stuff.
That felt nice.
Faster the corner, smoother the steering wheel.
I mean, having to adapt to 830 horsepower in the first place takes a few times around the circuit, I'll tell you that. But then you finally start to get used to the car, the brake points, braking hard, slowly braking out, turning in and accelerating and using all of the track. As you can see, I'm gleaming because it was absolutely a unique and special experience. I'm so grateful to Shell for allowing me to be a part of this experience with a bunch of other incredible people, because it's something I will never forget, and it could be literally a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But this isn't where the experience ended. That night, after we had some time to cool down and reset, we went to a restaurant called Montana, which if you know, you know. But in Maranello, this restaurant is where all the people who are Formula One drivers, ex-Formula One drivers, or celebrities from all around the world, they go to this place. And it is littered with Formula One memorabilia, photos of people that have been there. And it is so cool because you sit in literally the seat. I probably have sat in one of the seats that one of these incredible Formula One drivers have, or celebrities have sat. So it was really, really special. And the food there was, mucho bella. I don't know if that's proper Italian, but it was so good. It was like home cooked meals like your mom would do in Italy. And yeah, I highly recommend, if you guys are going to Italy, going to Maranello, see if you can get a spot here because it was really special. The next day we got to do something that I don't think many people have the opportunity to do, and that is to get a full tour of the Ferrari factory. And I wish I could show you guys actually this experience, but Ferrari is really intentional with their branding. They taped up all of our phones so that we couldn't capture any content ourselves and share it. So unfortunately, I can't share that with you. My understanding is that you can get a bus tour through and around where all these Ferraris are built, but not many people can actually go into the factory and watch these people hand build the engines and the systems and the trolleys and the mechanisms and the robots that are building these things. Was so cool. Did you know that each V12 engine is still hand built by one person? One person hand builds that engine from start to finish with their V12 engines. And then we would go and see how they have robots that flip the cars up on their side so they can work on them and get pieces built. And this place was meticulous. You didn't see a water bottle anywhere. They have very special places where they can go eat their lunch. It was so cool to see these extremely rare and exclusive vehicles being built right before our eyes. We also got to see where the Formula One team works out of, the engineers, and where they actually build the Scuderia Ferrari F1 cars. And this is where they build their legends. This is where they build their race cars. It was an experience like that I'll never forget. Obviously very cool in one hand to be there, but as a content creator, it was kind of painful to not actually be able to take any of my own photos or videos of these cars, because you guys know I'm a car photographer, I'm a car videographer. It was killing me to not be able to take my own photos. So what is the point of this video? For me, it's a milestone. It's a landmark. It is a memory placed, and it is hopefully an inspiration for you guys to chase your dreams. Some of you guys have been watching this journey for a while, and if you have, you know one of my favorite quotes, and that is, shoot everything like it's a Ferrari. And back when I made that quote, I was shooting a Toyota Corolla for a local dealership with aspirations to be shooting supercars, hypercars, some of the best cars, to be paid to shoot and sit in and drive some of the nicest cars in the world. And a moment like this, an event like this, a partnership with Shell, is such a mile marker, if you want to call it, something that I will look back on and forever say, like, I did it. And if I could encourage you with something at the end of this video, and as I've been processing this event and this moment of my career, I've been thinking a lot about this idea of contentment, being okay and satisfied with where I'm at. You can have goals and you can have aspirations and things that you aspire towards. Of course, I have those things, but I also have this level of contentment that this is okay, that I've made it, and everything above that is cherries. So I would suggest for you, I'd recommend that you think of this idea, this goal of I'm okay here, everything else is better. For me, I have a beautiful wife, we've got a house, we've got some cars, and I'm getting paid to do something that I love to do. And experiences like this, they are cherries, man. They are so cool. And videos like this are landmarks and moments that I can look back on and say, that was good. God is good. And I'm grateful as ever for a community like you who supports me, who likes these videos, who follows me and subscribes, because I literally can't do this without having a following and a community and people that care about the content that I create. And if you guys are interested in creating content like this, experiences like this, I have made more videos like this that you guys can watch. Subscribe to the channel over here, and this video here you might be interested in watching to see how you can craft your Instagram pages, your social pages, to get viewed by big brands like this to possibly work with. But I appreciate your guys' time, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.